in the GOP primary runoff in Texas. Search goes on for missing people after a chemical tank ruptured at a paper mill and pulp plant in Longview, Washington. One person was killed, more than a half dozen others injured. All evacuees now back home in Garden Grove, Southern California. They were chased from their homes when a chemical tank ruptured at a plant there. Stuff of science fiction, soon to be science fact. NASA has been ordering landers, rovers, and drones for a planned sprawling base on the moon. Stock futures higher so far this morning on Wall Street. The Dow futures are up 51 points. NASDAQ futures ahead 224. More details, srnnews.com.
If you want unlimited talk, text, and data on a super fast network, Big Wireless will sell it to you right now for as little as $70 a month. Or you can buy it from Pure Talk for half of that. I'm talking about unlimited talk, text, and data for just $34.99 a month. But wait, there's more. When you switch to Pure Talk, you'll be switching to an American wireless company that's committed to keeping 100% of its customer service in this country. I appreciate that. In fact, that's why I switched. I also appreciate the way they support our vets and our skilled workforce. Dial pound 250, say micro, and get unlimited talk, text, and unlimited data for just $34.99 a month. That's pound 250 micro. Stop paying twice what you need to pay for the service you want and switch to an American wireless company that actually stands for something. Pure.
Summer starts with savings at Hurl Chevrolet GMC. Right now, get 1.9% financing for 36 months on the 26 GMC Acadia. Drive home a 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 with 0% for 36 months, 2.9% for 72 months, or up to $7,000 in rebates. Plus, get $1,000 in rebates on the 2026 GMC Sierra 2500. Summer deals won't last forever. Hurry into Hurl Chevrolet GMC in Goodland today or shop online anytime at hurlchev.com. GMC. We are professional grade.
If you're shopping for a banking institution, visit with Equity Bank of Hoxie, Grinnell, and Quinter, Kansas. The Equity Bank is heavily invested in local business and activities contributing in many ways back to their community. Their employees are involved with many organizations and area events. Plus, a lot of experience comes with that staff. You'll find valuable local assistance when you bank at the Equity Bank of Hoxie, Grinnell, Quinter, and other locations in Western Kansas. The Equity Bank, member FDIC.
With NWKS Radio News, I'm Lucas Canny. The Kansas Department of Health and Environment has downgraded the do not drink order to a boil water advisory for the city of McDonald Public Water Supply System located in Rollins County. The order was issued because of a possible bacteria contamination combined with unknown nitrate levels. The advisory took effect on May 24th and will remain in effect until the conditions that place the system at risk of bacterial contamination are resolved. In other news, on Friday, May 22nd, around 1 p.m., the Thomas County Commissioners have officially lifted the burn ban. Recent moisture from rain showers and storms have really helped drought conditions throughout the area. In fact, from Wednesday night to Friday morning, May 20th through the 22nd, the KXXX studios received over a half inch of rain, and even more came a few days prior during thunderstorms. For more information about these local stories and others, visit nwksradio.net.
Today, we'll see increasing clouds with light rain and a few rumbles of thunder developing later this afternoon and evening. We'll be cooler with highs in the lower 70s and lows around 55, with southeast winds of 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tomorrow, widespread rain and storms will be cloudy and cool with highs around 70, southeast winds around 10 miles per hour, and overnight lows again around 55. For Friday, it'll become partly sunny, more scattered showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening, around 40% chance. Warmer with highs in the low 80s and breezier south winds of 15 to 25 miles per hour. Lows will be in the middle 50s. Thunderstorms will remain a daily threat through the weekend, Monday and Tuesday of next week, before drying out in a heat wave next Wednesday through Friday. Highs will be in the upper 70s to mid 80s and lows in the 50s. This is meteorologist Chris Stromick in the NWKS Radio Weather Center.
This summer, take your game to the next level at the Purple Rain Basketball Camp, hosted by former Kansas State Wildcat player Jordan Enriquez Roberts. The camp runs June 1st through the 4th at St. Francis High School. Sharpen your shooting, defense, ball handling, and basketball IQ with a full week of instruction, competition, and fun. Players in grades 3 through 8 hit the floor from 9 a.m. to noon, while grades 9 through 12 train from 1 to 4. Don't miss your shot. Be sure to attend the Purple Rain Basketball Camp June 1st through the 4th at St. Francis High School.
When you gotta go, but there's nowhere to go, who you gonna call? Topside Portables and Pumping, that's who. Weddings, job sites, farm parties, they've got clean, reliable porta potties that don't stink, literally. And if your septic tank smells worse than last year's chili cook-off, they'll pump it out fast. No mess, no fuss. Family owned, Heartland values, always ready. Call 785-728-8089. That's 728-8089. Topside Portables and Pumping. When duty calls, they answer.
At Ray Community District Hospital and Clinic, they believe in promoting healthier living through compassionate quality care. From state-of-the-art maternity care to life-saving emergency services, their dedicated team is there for you and your family. Whether it's managing diabetes, navigating recovery, or receiving specialized treatments, they're committed to your well-being. Discover the difference a community-focused hospital can make. Visit rayhospital.org today to learn more. Ray Community District Hospital and Clinic. Your health, our priority.
Here's a bright idea. Don't buy the cheapest TP. It's not worth it. You know what is worth it? IdeaTek high-speed fiber internet. IdeaTek delivers seamless high-speed connectivity, and it won't disintegrate at just the worst possible moment. Don't go single-ply when it comes to your connectivity. Go fast and reliable. Reliability and quality, another bright idea from IdeaTek. Get high-speed IdeaTek fiber internet at IdeaTek.com.
You can feel it in the air. Longer days, greener lawns, and plenty of projects waiting around the house. Good thing Hoover Lumber Ace Hardware in Goodland has you covered. Freshen up your home with Benjamin Moore paint, tackle the yard with powerful Ego battery tools, and give your lawn the boost it needs with Stage 1 Ultimate Fertilizer. Thinking about cooking outside? Check out their great selection of grills, griddles, smokers, and outdoor living essentials. And remember, if you need it, Hoover Lumber Ace Hardware probably has it. They even have milk. Hoover Lumber Ace Hardware in Goodland and Colby, your place for just about everything.
You ready? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4!
It's time for the Morning Blitz with Ross Volkmer.
There is a benefit to building a team and keeping it together for the length of time. But that does not happen anymore because of the portal and NIL and money.
The High Plains only local sports talk show, broadcasting live on Goodland's Rocket 102.5 and video streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
Who's got it better than us? Nobody!
Covering it all from the preps to the pros.
It's gone! Watch it fly! Jack Caglione! His first big league home run!
The Blitz is presented by Pearl Chevrolet GMC, Hoover Lumber Ace Hardware, and F&B Bank, along with
Pestaway LLC, Topside Portables and Pumping, Equity Bank of Hoxie, Quinter, and Grinnell, and the Insurance Agency.
Let's go to work.
Murakami sends it deep. Get out! Tie game here in the 8th. It's a moonshot from Moon A, and the fans are going nuts here at the rate.
Holmgren at corner, aggressive to the basket. Lucas Alexander, now the ball handler, McCain lifting, launching, knifing a three. Game number 5 to the Thunder. 1 win from a return to the finals.
Vegas goes back to the Stanley Cup Finals. They sweep the President's Trophy winning Avalanche in the Western Conference Final.
And we're back on a Wednesday morning, everybody. Glad you're with us. Ross Volkmer, as well as Garrett Wellbrock. Apparently, we're feeling blue today.
We're celebrating that Thunder win last night. That's what we're doing.
There you go. There you go. That is a kind of a thunderish blue color there on you, sir. So, good morning, everybody. A beautiful Wednesday morning out here on the High Plains. It's just a little cool, but it smells like spring outside. I guess that's the way I would put it. But a beautiful start to Wednesday. No wind. Temperatures right now currently sitting at around 59 degrees. Cooler day than yesterday. Yesterday, temperatures got into the low 80s. It'll only be in the mid-70s here on this Wednesday. And there's some good chances of some precipitation. Just a quick thought on the weather here before we dive into our sports show. But there's some good chances of some precipitation starting tonight and rolling on through kind of the rest of the week, to be honest with you. Now, those chances span anywhere from 30 to possibly 70%, which the 70%, by the way, is tonight. And so I was visiting with a buddy of mine a few weeks ago, and he was, and this was back when it had not rained yet really at all. It was still bone dry, Garrett. And he goes, yeah, I've got some people who pay some meteorologists that say, hey, I think it's going to rain a lot here coming up kind of middle of May, end of May through June. It's going to rain quite a bit. And I kind of sat there and thought, I don't know what they're paying those people, but I don't think they're going to be right. And apparently they do know what they're doing, because they have been more right than they've been wrong, with at least the chances of precipitation coming through the area. So anyway, we got lots to get to on today's program. How are you doing today? Feeling good? Lots of smiles after that OKC Thunder win last night?
Yeah, that was really nice to see. Like we said yesterday, pivotal game 5s, they're so important. The odd games in best of 7 series are so important, and that was a big win. Now, still got to go finish it out, but yeah, this is a good start. Good start.
Yeah, last night, by the way, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 32 points as the Oklahoma City Thunder beat the Spurs 127-114. That, and of course, we saw the Avalanche, their season come to an end as well last night. They lost 2-1 to the Golden Knights of Vegas, a 4-game sweep. I mean, who would have thought? If you look back just, 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, I mean, people were making predictions that the Avalanche were the team to beat to win Lord Stanley's Cup. And now it's over. It's over. The season is done. It was over quickly. And I don't know if you want to call it painless or painful, one of the two. But it was over quickly for Colorado last night as they lose 2-1 to the Golden Knights. That series swept in Vegas back on to the Stanley Cup Finals, where they'll take on the winner of Carolina and Montreal on the other end of that in the Eastern Conference Finals. But yeah, that was a brutal end of the season for the Colorado Avalanche. And I saw an article this morning. They were talking a little bit about it, and the Avalanche are getting a little bit. The core is getting a little bit older, and so maybe it's time to start thinking about the future and maybe getting a few new pieces in there. So we'll see what the offseason holds for the Avalanche, but definitely not the end of the season that people were looking for. But yeah, and we'll see about the Thunder and the Spurs. That game 6 is on Thursday in San Antonio. And the Knicks, they're just sitting there in the lounge chairs, getting rested up. I don't know, either rested up or rusted up, one of the two.
Yeah, the other day or last night, I was talking to one of my friends about that, the game or just the finals coming up. And I was like, the only way that the Western Conference, in my opinion, the only way the Western Conference team doesn't beat the Knicks is if they just keep on battling it out and end up everybody gets hurt, like everyone keeps getting hurt. Like the Thunder right now without 2 guys and J-Dub and AJ Mitchell, and then the Spurs have been banged up too. So these two teams, they just keep, fighting this great series so far. And the Knicks, they're just, sitting on their lounge chairs and enjoying the rest of this series and having a good time.
What do you think about, I've seen some stuff kind of some rumblings on social media about the Thunder and how they need to kind of change the game, change the way the game is officiated with how the Thunder kind of play at times. Like, I see a smirk. What do you think about that?
Man, everyone loves to complain when the Thunder win. I think it's, if you're going to be mad at anything, be mad at the officials. You can't be mad at the Thunder because, they're not the ones making the calls. So like last night, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he took I think 16 or 17 free throws, but nobody talks about Wembanyama shooting 12 free throws and only making 4 shots. That's really in my opinion, the story of the game. It's not the Thunder shooting the free throws. It was the Spurs and Wembanyama kind of being a no-show. And Chet Holmgren actually finally outplays Wembanyama one time in this series. So I think that's more of the story than the free throw margin.
Boy, how about Isaiah Hartenstein last night? I just saw this in the box score. Plus 24. Jeez. Carson Wallace, plus 29 there off the bench. Alex Caruso, plus 18. Some guys getting it done that are not your typical star players there for the OKC Thunder.
Yeah, it seems like every time the Thunder win, especially just in this series, it's been because of their bench play. Their bench play has been better than the Spurs all series long, except for Game 4, when Game 1 was also a different story because Wembanyama had that historic game, 40 points, 25 rebounds. But yeah, Game 4 was the Spurs bench was a story, and now the Thunder, they had a really good night last night, and that's just what they need to keep doing if they want to get this series over with. I don't know. I feel like it's still going 7. I think the Spurs will get game 6, and then we'll have an epic game 7, but the Thunder are in a great spot.
How about Julian Champagny? Great last name, by the way. -20 in the plus minus. Not a good night for him. Wemby was -8. Yeah, I was looking at the bench for the benches for both teams. Honestly, I don't know. I could maybe name 1 or 2 players and where they went to college on the Thunder, but boy, I could really do it well in the Spurs. Harrison Barnes, Kelly Olynyk, former Gonzaga guy, played for the Celtics. You've got Mason Plumlee, former Duke guy, Dylan Harper, of course, at Rutgers. Yeah, I mean, shoot, I can go through that list. There's some names I know, but apparently because apparently I know them, they're old and they don't probably perform very well.
They're not, the Spurs aren't that old. They're pretty young. I think each team, though, you need to build your squad with some veterans. You got to have those veterans. There's Harrison Barnes in there, the Alex Carusos of the world. You can't win with a whole young team. You also can't win with a whole old team. You got to have a little bit of mixture.
No, you're right. You got to have a mixture. I'm just making a joke on that. Yeah. Dylan Harper's a star, though, but he's a really good player. But yeah, he's coming off the bench now and didn't have as good a game. Now they need more production at a star. No one talks about De'Aaron Fox, but he was a star there for the Kings for a while and only to have 9 points last night. And boy, the defense was really good from OKC last night. I mean, you hold an opponent to 40% shooting, and you look at Devin Vassell going 2 of 7, and then what is it, 8 of 30 between Wembanyama and Fox, your 2 probably most talented players on the team. I mean, 8 of 30. You're not going to win a lot of games shooting that.
Yeah, they kept saying on the NBC broadcast about when the Spurs have won, Wembanyama's played like a post. He's in the paint, he's making, he just lob it up and he just puts it in right across the rim. But yesterday and even in game 3, he's trying to play like a guard. And so that's probably the adjustment that the Spurs will end up making for these next couple of games because, I mean, yes, he can shoot it. Don't get me wrong. He's an anomaly when it comes to big guys and what he can do. But he's still way better in the paint than he is trying to shoot mid-range shots and 3-pointers.
Well, once again, game 6 coming up Thursday between OKC and the Spurs as we are coming down the home stretch of kind of the winter sports season. Do you find it odd that the winter sports seasons, basketball and hockey, are still playing in the month of June?
Yeah, I think it should be over with by now. We don't need to be running the NBA playoffs into June. Same with the NHL. It just feels like we could easily maybe I'm not saying necessarily shorten the season down, but even start maybe a little earlier. I don't know.
It's amazing, but they start in October, don't they? Preseason
maybe late
October, and then November is kind of when the seasons kick off. Am I right on that, or am I wrong on that? I feel like I'm right on that.
I think you're correct. I think the playoffs go too long in a way. They maybe there doesn't need to be as many teams. They have the most teams, NHL, NBA, the most playoff teams than any other league in America. MLB, NFL, they only have 7 or I think they both have 7 in their in each conference. In the NBA, they've got 10 when you count the play-in games. So yeah, I think it's a little too many teams, and that's why it keeps dragging on.
Yeah, the preseason for the Thunder started October 5th, and the regular season started October 21st. So you have November, December, January, February, March, April, May. I mean, you're going to be having 8 months of basketball. 8 months. It's ridiculous. It's way too much.
You make the finals. I mean, you have your parade, you have your all your celebration, and then about 2 months of vacation, and then you got to get back to your training camp in September.
I know it just seems like it's a little bit too much, but anyway, game 6 Thursday there in San Antonio. Good morning. It's the Morning Blitz. Today's program will be joined here momentarily, and actually about 10 to 15 minutes from now, by the Cure brothers. Lincoln and Leighton will join me in studio. We'll talk with them about what they expect going into this next year, playing for both Kansas and Kansas State. Leighton for KU, of course, Lincoln for K-State, but look forward to visiting with them about all that going on here today. So they'll be joining us in studio here in about 10 to 15 minutes. Look forward to having a conversation with them, and that'll be the majority of the show. I can guarantee it. Lots of questions, and with 2 guys, there'll be plenty of answers from those two. So we'll get to all that. But before we get to that, I wanted to spend the next 10 minutes looking back at the state golf tournaments, which continued to roll along here today with day number 2. We'll start in 3A, first and foremost in the 3A tournament, where I guess I'll throw an encapsulating thing first here. So to encapsulate the first part, it was overall not a great, I would say, first day for our area golfers. It was not a great first day. It was fine. Remember, there were 5 total teams that qualified for state. They had to finish in the top 6 after the opening day in order to stick around for day 2. And only one team remains in contention to do that, and that is Oakley in the 2A tournament. But you have Colby, Goodland, Decatur Community. Those teams there did not make the cut after day 1. Now, there are still individuals that are in the hunt. So Oakley has all of their golfers still in the hunt, led by Easton Fink, who I still think is in the mix he's certainly in the mix to get a medal, maybe have a chance if he has a great day 2 and they have some guys fall back a little bit, but I think he's tied for like 7th with a 7 over 79 there in Winfield. But then you look at other area golfers, you've got Braylon Mole in 3A, who's still in the cut for Goodland. He's currently tied for 15th at a plus 777. Trent Sheldon is in the mix as well. He made the cut for Goodland. Trent coming in there at a tied for 34th at a plus 1383. Colby's Caleb Dixon tied for 39th with a plus 1484. So those were the guys that made the cut in 3A, but both teams that qualified for Goodland and Colby did not make the cut. Colby quite a ways back. They a plus 77, so a 357, a plus 77. They, in fact, had the biggest score of any team that qualified as a team after the first round. Goodland, a little bit of heartbreak, I would say, because they shot a 336 in the first round as a team. That's plus 56. The team that qualified to make it into day 2 shot a 335, 1 stroke back. So you're 1 stroke away. Now it was neck and neck because you had Nemaha Central who made the cut. Marysville was at the same exact score as Nemaha Central. How they broke that tie, I'm not for sure. But there is a way, obviously, but it's off the top of my head. I don't know what that is. And then Goodland was 1 shot back of them. So once again, it's a missed putt here. It's a bad shot there. And all of a sudden you're staring at missing the cut when you were this close to making the cut in the top 6. At the same time, you've got Wichita Collegiate, who, by the way, as a team, plus 15. As a team, plus 15. I can go down here on the scores and I can find one golfer who's plus 15 individually and more. That's a whole team that's plus 15 after the first day.
Not too shabby.
Really good. Heston in second, Wichita Trinity coming in third, followed by Sabetha, Baxter Springs, and Nemaha Central make up your top 6 teams that made the cut for day 2. Like I mentioned, Marysville and Goodland missing those top 6 spots by a combined 2 shots. So actually by a combined shot mostly. So, but once again, you'll have still in the hunt for a medal, Braylon Mole tied for 15th. Not too far behind him is Trent Sheldon in there, plus 13. And then you've got Caleb Dixon for Colby still in the mix as well on day 2, plus 1484. So we'll see what happens here coming down the home stretch in day number 2 there at the 3A tournament at the Lake Shawnee Golf Course. The 2A tournament, like I said, it's where the most positive things I think team-wise are happening. Oakley made the cut. Just barely, but did make it. They were the 16th in with a 347. That's plus 59 for Oakley. They were just they're right there with St. Mary's. They're tied. They have a 5th. They're in the 5th spot. Plus 59. TMP plus 50. They're at number 4. But you've got like Salina Sacred Heart up there leading the scoreboard with 310 plus 22. Like I mentioned, you have Easton Fink tied for 8 plus 779. That's in the mix there for Oakley. There are a couple individual golfers that are still alive as well in the 2A tournament. You have Hoxie's Gage Epp tied for 19th with a plus 1082 going into day number 2. Carter Selensky still in the mix as well, plus 1789. Maybe Max Foot for Hoxie, plus 1789 as well. A few of the other area golfers that are in the mix still today individually to possibly get a medal or place pretty high on the scoreboard. But once again, Oakley, the only team out of the 5 that qualified from our area, I'd say, is the only team that's still alive in the tournament at this point in time. And then the 1A tournament taking place in, that's in McPherson at Turkey Creek. No team, Oberlin did not make it. Decatur Community did not make it. They were quite a ways back. Neither did Greeley County. They did not make the cut. Cohen Owen, the top golfer for Decatur Community, he is tied for 11th at plus 9 at this point in time. Braxton Mangan of Tribune Greeley County, he's also tied for 11th at plus 9 as well. I did see that Carter Matthews from St. Francis is still in the mix as well. He's tied for 31st at plus 16. And Cooper Hablis, it's Quinter plus 15 as well, tied for 27th. So some individual golfers still in the mix. We'll see. I think it's going to be the top 20 golfers that get to earn a medal. So you want to finish in the top 20 to medal. And then after that, you kind of figure things out after that. So still some golfers in the mix, but a lot of guys got cut after day number 1, and we'll see what happens here on day number 2. And like I said, it's a different deal. If it was over after day 1, Garrett, it'd be over. I mean, it'd just be, hey, the tournament's over and this is who won, this is not. But they made the change, so that if you have a kind of a rougher day on day 1, a chance to kind of compose yourself, go back out there day 2 and climb the leaderboard a little bit and see what you can do there on day number 2.
Really nice change too, because you look at the pros, like they never have one round to decide a tournament. Like you have 4 for the professional golfers, but you should definitely have multiple rounds to determine your state champions here in K-Shed. That's a great decision, great move by them on their part to make that decision and move to a 2-day tournament. I really like it.
By the way, round 2 currently underway around the area. So round 2 currently underway. We'll see what happens after tonight on where things all shake out. But once again, Oakley in the mix still to possibly bring home some hardware. And of course, of multiple individual golfers, a chance to bring home a medal as well. It does not look like any team is going to be bringing home a state championship. Just a lot of ground to make up on day 2, but we'll see what happens here after today's rounds. So there's your update for state golf there around the state. All right, 7:28 Mountain, 8:28 Central Time here on a Wednesday. Let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll be joined in studio by the Cure Brothers. Lincoln and Layton will join me in studio. We'll talk with them about spring football, what to expect for the 26 college football season for both the Jayhawks, the Wildcats, and we'll talk about plenty of things as well with the Cure Brothers next. You're listening to the Morning Blitz.
Are pests making your home or business uncomfortable? Call Pest Away in Goodland, Kansas, serving all of Northwest Kansas. They provide top-notch pest control services to keep your space safe and pest-free. From ants to rodents, termites to spiders, our expert team is here to help with effective, safe, and affordable pest control solutions. Don't wait. Call Pest Away today at 785-728-7166 for fast, reliable service. Your home or business deserves the best protection.
Looking for insurance that actually puts you first? At the insurance agency in downtown Goodland, we're independent, which means we work for you. Whether it's auto, home, crop, or business, we shop top carriers to get you the best coverage at the best price. No pushy sales, just honest advice from people who live right here in your community. Give us a call today at 785-899-5011 or stop by 1020 Main in Goodland and let's get you covered. The insurance agency. Insurance the way it should be.
It's time for a check of the markets with the Anderson Trade Group on the Kansas Farm and Ranch Radio Network.
Good morning, this is Kate Thompson with Skyland Grain. Today is Wednesday, May 27th. Grain's weaker again on the overnight. July corn lower 3 1/4 at 4.54 3/4. September down 3 at 4.61 3/4. December down 2 3/4 at 4.79 3/4. July soybeans down 3 cents at 11.82 1/2. August down 2 3/4 at 11.82. November beans down 1 3/4 at 11.77 3/4. Kansas City wheat July contract lower 7 3/4 at 6.68 1/2. September down 8 1/2 at 6.79 3/4. December hard wheat down 8 cents at 6.96 1/4. Chicago wheat July contract lower 10 1/4 at 6.24 3/4. September down 10 1/4 at 6.38 1/4. December stock wheat down 10 1/4 at 6.58 3/4. On the stock market this morning, the Dow up $62, 50,609. The S&P up 16, 7,553. The Nasdaq up $200 at 30,274. Gold lower $58 an ounce, 4,443. Crude oil down $5.07 a barrel at 88.82. If you have questions about marketing cash grain or want to talk about risk management options, give our Colorado office a call. John Hanke or John Stiles at 970-744-4484. In our Kansas City office, you can reach Tyler Dosch, Tom Sluda, or Jared Law at 913-748-3000.
The Anderson Trade Group, proud market partners with Kansas Farm and Ranch Radio. Find out more at andersongrain.com. The risk of loss through trading futures and or options is substantial, and each investor or trader must consider whether this is a suitable investment. Past performance, whether actual or indicated, is not indicative of future results. The Anderson Trade Group has no guarantee that the advice given will result in profitable trades.
At Thrasher Foundation Repair, we promise you an experience so remarkable, you'll want to leave us a 5-star review. From wet basements to bowing walls, sinking concrete to nasty crawl spaces, whatever your home's facing, you can count on Thrasher to fix it right. With over 34,000 5-star reviews and 50 years as a local family-owned company, Thrasher is a name homeowners trust. Schedule your free home inspection today at gothrasher.com.
Always the first weekend of June, it's the 30th annual Pickin' on the Plains Music Festival in Colby. An outstanding lineup like 3-time Grammy nominee Blue Highway. Other great headliners like Mo Pitney, the band Driven, plus Newfound Road and many other well-known bands. Enjoy music workshops and many activities in the shade at the Thomas County Fairgrounds. It's the Big 3-0 of the Pickin' on the Plains Music Festival in Colby, Kansas, June 5th, 6th, and 7th. For tickets, camping, and more, go online, pickinontheplains.com.
It's not just sports, it's your morning game plan.
I don't even believe you have a plan. I have part of a plan. That is not a plan.
This is the Morning Blitz.
All right, 7:32 Mountain. Actually, 8:33 Central, 7:33 Mountain Time now here on this Wednesday. Once again, going to be a beautiful day. Temperatures going to rise into the mid-70s. Once again, chances of some rain showers tonight, around 70%. So keep that in mind as you make your way through the day. Let's welcome into the show and in studio with me, the Cure brothers. Lincoln and Leighton Cure join us now. You can see them on the Hurl Chevrolet GMC video stream. Good morning, gents. Glad you're with us here this morning. How are we doing today?
Doing good. Thank you for having us.
Oh man, well, we only have one microphone, so we'll still have to go back and forth. But we've done this before. You guys have you know the routine, so we appreciate you doing it. Let's first of all talk about getting a break away from what seems like is becoming a full-time year-round thing. Whether it be playing a college sport, doesn't matter if it's football, basketball, whatever. It's a year-round thing. What is it like to just get a little reprieve? Well, Leighton, we'll start with you here finally to just get a reprieve from what can be a year-long process.
Yeah, it's been very nice just to get a mental and physical break from things. I mean, we had a little bit of a break in December, but that's not the one we wanted. We'd rather be playing in a bowl game than resting during winter break. But it's nice to be back here and get to see family, even though we're not too far away from family, just being on the other side of the state. But yeah, very nice, but also ready to get things kicked in and going and start getting ready for the season.
When you have a break like this, Lincoln, when you have a break like this, and Leighton, you probably have a little bit better because you've played a bit more at this point in time, but you get like this itch, like you're so used to being in this routine and getting up and doing all these things. So Lincoln, is it hard to kind of deprogram yourself when you come home for a little bit?
Yeah, it is a little hard. Like I told you before, is like we try to sleep in the mornings and do our workouts in the afternoon. But yeah, you're kind of definitely out of routine. Not like having as much like food around, access to that all the time. It gets restocked a little later on because we put it all down early on. So, I mean, yeah, it is kind of hard to get like into routine, but really we just get our workouts done and do what we're supposed to do. And then, kind of just spend the rest of the day trying to relax or something, not getting put to work somewhere. So, yeah.
We'll put you to work.
So now that the spring football season is done, when do you guys have to what's the break look like, and when do you guys have to report for the summer?
So the break would have been after we just finished. I finished my last final May 13th, and then I just had the rest of May off. I think I was the same way for you too. And then we have to report back June 1st. June 1st will be our first summer workouts, and then it'll just go through the summer we'll have a small break probably around July 4th, and then from there on, hopefully we're playing into January.
How long is that break in July? A week, or do you get?
I think so. Last year, ours was a little different because we had earlier games, so ours was shorter. Right. But I think it'll be a little longer this year. Not sure. Yeah.
I don't think I ever talked to you about that. What was that experience like, going across the pond and playing football and seeing that? Going over to Ireland.
It was
the outcome, of course, we know was not what wanted, but just the experience.
I think that would have made it a lot better if we won. Obviously, it was a little tough. It was a little tough for me because I was injured, so I had to get on a 8-hour flight in those tight seats with a knee injury. That was tough. So that obviously like starting off the trip, it was just I was having a bad time, and then we didn't really get to go around and like experience a lot of things. It was more of just like a business trip, which is fine. But yeah, we just kind of didn't get to experience like the whole Ireland culture, all that stuff like that. But I'm sure if we won that game, I would have had a very different perspective of it. But it's all right.
Lincoln and Leighton Cure in studio talking their experiences playing a Division I college football. Lincoln, one more for you. Everyone saw an article that you were number 1 on the chart of gaining the most weight while shredding the most fat. Talk about that process, how challenging that was, or maybe it wasn't. Talk about that process of achieving this goal of being a Greek god 245.
Yeah, I had some injuries during the season, and so going into that winter break, tried to do all I could, had to kind of just take a break, take a rest. But yeah, I knew, new coaching staff, I knew I'd kind of have to, get back to feeling like me. So I really hit the training really hard. I was really dialed in on my nutrition, putting the right things in my body. And then after that winter training session before spring break, we did our DEXA scans, and I cut 12 pounds of fat and gained 12 pounds of muscle. So that was, I think Coach Klein said that was the best, I don't know, something on the team. But yeah, I mean, I just hit it really hard, and went into spring ball after spring break, and I could definitely feel it. I felt a lot better. I think I felt like me again. So yeah, it was really good.
Leighton, grab the mic. I have some questions for you. What's it like being the old guy now on the team? One of the older guys?
I know it's I feel like
grandpa.
I've been in the college game for a long time, but yeah, I've only been at KU for, I guess, 2 years. And it also makes me one of the older guys that's been on the team for the longest time, because we're getting so many transfers in. But yeah, it's definitely a different feeling. I guess you kind of step into a player / coach role. You understand how things need to be done, what's expected in the program. You have that type of experience behind you where like you can take the younger guys under your wing and show them like, all right, this is how, if you want to succeed in this program, this is how things should be done. And yeah, that's kind of how I've kind of felt over this, I guess this past semester. We had some guys last year that were older than me, so I hadn't had to step into that position yet, but now it's like, all right, you're grandpa now. You got to hop into that spot.
With that experience, what are some of the things that you feel like you've learned throughout just your time in college football, going from Fort-Hays State to now KU and being there for a couple of seasons now?
Just understanding the little nuances of the game. I mean, as like an 18-year-old going into it, you maybe don't understand all that stuff. You're just trying to find ways to, I don't know, not be a deer in headlights at that point. But as you kind of gain more years of experience in the game, you start to, take those little nuances to where it's like there's little things in this rep that can make me win this rep, or you start to understand your body a little bit better on like what can make you successful at this level. So those are just some of the things. And then just like I was saying, understanding what is expected in a program and what not to do, I guess, is one of the other important things. Like,
Nope, don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Lincoln and Leighton Cure in studio. Leighton, I wanted to ask you about the return, which for you it doesn't matter a whole lot, but I'm just curious. But Andy Koltanecki coming back and running the offense. I know you weren't there for the first portion of it, but him coming back along with Coach Lubick, how has that altered or changed anything from what you've seen on the offensive side of the ball there for Coach Leipold?
I'm very excited about it. We had a couple changes in our offense, but not really anything that was too surprising. Like maybe we changed up some of our verbiage on things, but it honestly probably made it more simple for everybody. And Coach K, he's a mastermind when it comes to offensive schemes, and he, I think, brings a lot to the table. From where he had came at Penn State, we saw him succeed in the college football playoff a couple years ago, and just getting to see him before then at KU be so creative with his offense. I find that very exciting about him. And I think that some of the guys that we brought in through the transfer portal, he's going to feature them very well into our offense. And I think that this year will be pretty exciting for the offensive side of Kansas football. I think it's going to be a very fun year.
It was certainly one of the most creative looking watching offenses when Koltanecki was there. I mean, Lincoln can probably test this because he was getting recruited at the time, and it was pretty fascinating to watch everybody, all the shifts and all the movement and all that stuff. G, what do you got there?
Is there a lot of hype right now with KU football down in Lawrence? You know, of course, you've got the new renovations to the stadium. You're going to be playing in that in the new booth, really, with it actually being finished this season. Just what is the hype right now around KU football?
I'd say the hype is very large. It's definitely changed throughout the years of when it was 2019 and the team was going 0-9 to where we are now. I mean, we're not satisfied with what we've done, but the program has come a long ways from where it's been. I think that everybody's starting to buy into that KU has a football team and a football program. I know AD Travis Goff is buying in, putting all the money into the new facilities there and being able to bring in the best recruits there. I think it's very exciting to see what's been growing at KU, and I think it's going to just continue to grow as the stadium gets finished up and everything starts settling into place. I think KU is definitely going to be vying for a spot at the top of the Big 12 in the football realm.
Or visiting with Leighton and Lincoln Cure, joining us in studio, talking some college football stuff. Lincoln, I got to ask, I was just in Manhattan this past weekend for a wedding, and I sent you a picture, of my daughter holding the Lincoln Cure shirt. When you walk into a store, for example, and you see a K-State jersey with your name on the back, I mean, what does that feel like to you? That has to be like a kind of a somewhat surreal
it is really cool.
thought,
yeah,
I'm guessing.
Yeah, it is really like you feel like you get used to it at some point, but I feel like every time I walk into the rally house and like I'll look to the left or something and I just see that jersey up there, I'm like that's kind of cool. Like
cool.
Like that was always like what I wanted as a kid and stuff like that. And even just like sometimes I'll just see people walking around the streets just wearing something with my last name on it. And I think that's just like it's a very special feeling. Knowing all that I worked for is paying off. Yeah, but no, it's definitely really cool. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever get used to that.
I couldn't imagine either. I think that'd just be hard to kind of get used to that, seeing your name walking around that uniform, knowing that that's you and they're wearing that representing you, which is pretty darn cool. We all know that, of course, the big news for Kansas State was the addition of Coach Klein. And I think we visited with you, I think over the holiday break a little bit about, him coming on, but you really hadn't got to know him very much. What's the impressions of Coach Klein, and how cool is it that you're playing for a coach that recruited you to another school? I remember visiting with Coach Klein here at the Max Jones Fieldhouse, and now he's your head coach. What's that dynamic been like, and how have you and the team adjusted to him and his coaching style?
Yeah, me and Coach Klein had a very interesting process. He actually, when he visited our school one day, I think that's when he went out to his car, and I think that was actually when he took the call from Texas A&M or his agent or something, is what we were told. And so yeah, like I think a couple days after we visited, I found out he was going to A&M, and I was pretty shook by that, because I was kind of so sure, of K-State at that point, and then everything got a little messy right there. But yeah, he recruited me at A&M. He was kind of why A&M was even on the map for me, just kind of having my trust in him, and he's probably the guy I had the best relationship with throughout my whole process. So that week of Coach Kleinman retiring, everybody didn't know what was about to happen, and everybody was a little scared. And then right as soon as I saw the rumor that it was going to be him, and I texted a reliable source, and they kind of confirmed it. So I was really excited. And then he called me one night before he took the job, and yeah, I was like, I picked up the phone call. I was like, you have no idea how happy I am to hear your voice. And he was like, likewise. And yeah, it's been great so far. There's a lot of hype around it. He brought in a really good staff, a younger staff. I think that brings a new kind of energy. I love our strength staff. They bring in, there's some crazy guys there. I think it makes it a lot of fun. Just them always just being a little crazy. But yeah, no, Coach Klein's brought in a great staff all around. I'm really happy to have Coach LePack back with the tight ends. That's a familiar face that recruited me throughout my whole process, and good to be back with him. But yeah, we had a good winter training. We had a great spring ball. I'm super excited for what's to come in the summer and the fall.
Is there going to be a lot of changes, like you think, on the offensive side of the ball, or is it going to be pretty similar to what had been being ran the past several years?
Everything's going to be a little similar, because when Coach Wells originally came in, and Coach Riley took over OC, they didn't try to change too much of Klein's scheme. Some things were changed, wordings, some routes on some plays, but nothing was really changed too much. So when Klein came back, there wasn't a bunch of whole new stuff we had to learn. We had to learn different wordings, and then we kind of put in this new scheme of how to go through our plays. But not everything's entirely different. I think we all know that Coach Klein is a little more creative sometimes when stuff they ran at Texas A&M last year. So I'm super excited for that. But it'll be a little similar.
Lincoln and Leighton Cure are in studio. Gentlemen, is your dad gonna be mad if I hold you for another 10, 15 minutes? Okay,
yeah,
good. Or the sleeping and all that stuff. All right. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll finish up the show with Lincoln and Leighton Cure next in the Blitz.
Summer starts with savings at Hurl Chevrolet GMC. Right now, get 1.9% financing for 36 months on the 26 GMC Acadia. Drive home a 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 with 0% for 36 months, 2.9% for 72 months, or up to $7,000 in rebates. Plus, get $1,000 in rebates on the 2026 GMC Sierra 2500. Summer deals won't last forever. Hurry into Hurl Chevrolet GMC in Goodland today, or shop online anytime at hurlchev.com. GMC, we are professional grade.
Want the latest devices and great service? You'll find both at Next Tech Wireless. Right now, when you bring your number to us, you can get unlimited data plus the iPhone 17 for as low as $25 a month. That's the phone you want, the coverage you need, and the price that fits your budget. Why pay more somewhere else? Make the switch, keep your number, and start saving today. Next Tech Wireless, 20 years of connecting Kansas.
Kubota keeps the job site running smoothly with the #1 selling compact excavator lineup in the world. Reliable, capable, and backed by strong dealer support, stop by today to power up your crew. Right now, bring home select Kubota excavators with 0% financing available, or save up to $7,000 now through June 30th. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com/disclaimers for full disclaimer. Colby Ag Center LC, located at 305 East Horton Avenue in Colby.
Well, doggone it, it's true. Even the farm dogs are glad to see the Bader Oil Delivery truck show up. Many a times, dogs will give their approval with a wagging of the tail or a lifting of the leg. Bader Oil delivers farm, fuel, additives, and lubricants all over the area with drivers Doug, and Shannon, plus fuel at the pumps there in Hoxie. So go see Miss Antonia behind the counter at Bader Oil Service in Hoxie, Kansas.
What if your soil could work harder without more inputs? Fed and Happy Base Camp is biologically alive, packed with worm castings, minerals, and microbioenergy that builds structure, holds moisture, and unlocks nutrients already in your ground and in the air above. Less waste, more resilience, better yields. Stop farming against your soil. Start farming with it. Fed and Happy Base Camp. Talk to us today and see the difference this season.
When fraud strikes, every second counts. At FNB Bank, we take your security seriously. Our local team monitors for suspicious activity and responds fast, so small issues don't turn into bigger problems. I'm Jessica Von Little at FNB Bank. We are your first line of defense, protecting you, your money, and your peace of mind. FNB Bank, local, trusted, here for you. Member FDIC.
All the sports you love, all in one place.
Ooh, this will come in handy.
This is the Morning Blitz.
All right, just about 8-9 minutes left to go on the show here. Lincoln and Leighton Cure continue to join us in studio as we talk about their experiences playing Division I college football, getting set for the upcoming season here. I was going to see, where do I want to go with this here? I had a question for Leighton. We'll give you the microphone here. What is your ultimate goal here for this upcoming 26 season for you? I'm sure obviously getting back to a bowl game would be an obvious goal, but what about for you personally and for the team?
For me personally, it's kind of hard for me to speak on it because I do have a bunch of individual goals that I'd like to accomplish. Obviously, like being a all Big 12 player, having a good year, and getting the opportunity to go and play in the NFL. But I think what it comes down to is I just want to see my team succeed as much as possible and see my teammates succeed as much as possible. So whatever that entails, I know that a bowl game is definitely something that we want to do as a team. But I think sometimes thinking larger and going and competing at the Big 12 championship level or even making it to the playoff, I think those would be more memorable for me to do rather than me having some crazy statistical season. I just want to get to a bowl game really bad. I think that'd be a cool way to go out.
One more really quick question for you, Leighton. Since you're in this year, what was it, year 5 for you?
Yeah.
Okay, so for year 5, what are you doing school-wise in year 5?
School-wise, I have 1 semester left of my master's in business administration.
Okay.
So as long as I don't mess around and fail any classes, I should be able to.
I don't think mess around and Leighton Cure can go together in the same sentence, if I know the Leighton Cure. Garrett, what do you have?
Yeah, so there are some question marks for the quarterback situation over at KU. How are you adjusting to a new quarterback and who it might even be for the Jayhawks?
Yeah, that's been probably the biggest question of our offseason is who we're going to have at quarterback. We have 2 guys that have been in the program, Cole Ballard and Isaiah Marshall, for multiple years. And then we also brought in Chase Jenkins, who is a transfer from Rice. And then we also got some of our freshman guys that we brought in. But from what I saw at spring ball, nobody really separated themselves too far. We used a system of the quarterbacks just kind of rotating every day. One of them would be with the 1s, the other would be with the 2s, and it just continually would move like that all through spring. And really all I could say is I don't think any of them separated themselves too far because everybody was out there making plays. But it has taken a little bit to adjust a little bit to the difference between Jalen and Cole or Isaiah. They all throw different balls, but what makes them special is all the different skill sets that they bring to the game. So I'm excited to see who it's going to be. I think it's going to be a battle into fall camp. And I don't know, in the past, Coach Kotelnicki hasn't been afraid to play 2 quarterbacks or run a 2 quarterback system. So even if one of them gets the starting position, I don't see a world where the other one doesn't at least get a package in there to showcase their skills.
Lincoln, I got to ask, one of the things that stood out the last time we visited and we were talking about school stuff and you made the comment about how you struggled to figure out the laptop because you're so used to using. Have you figured out the laptop yet? Have you got that all figured out yet?
For the most part.
You wouldn't believe how many people are like, can you believe that he said he didn't know how to figure out a laptop?
Yeah.
I said, well, they're not used to it.
There's like a lot to it. And I'm still trying to I don't know. Like I got everything figured out for the most part, but I'm going to have to start doing assignments in Google, Excel, and you already know how many tools that has. So I can't wait to try to figure all that out. I know one of my classes I was watching put a whole equation into the thing. And I'm just man.
Yeah, don't feel bad. The equation part can be a little tricky sometimes. Don't feel too bad.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I know you will. You'll be fine. What about your goals for this upcoming year? First of all, your second year, but also first year underneath the new head coach, a new system, and all that.
Yeah. My goal is I like Leighton. I just really want to see a lot of team success. I think a Big 12 championship would be awesome. And that's kind of where we start at, and hopefully playoffs after that, and we keep going with it. But yeah, I think, especially being around teammates and stuff like that, and working out with them, I really want to see everybody, do their part and have their success. And all the individual stuff will come with that. I don't think I need to worry about that too much. Even though I'll have, individual goals. I really want to just step into a bigger role this year and kind of, put my name on the map and really be a very, very impactful guy. But yeah, it starts first with just winning games.
Garrett had an interesting question about, the quarterback competition. There's no real quarterback competition in Kansas State. We know who that guy is going to be. At the same time, Avery's kind of had his ups and downs through his career at this point in time. How have you seen him develop his game with this new philosophy underneath Coach Klein?
Yeah, he's developed a lot. It was really cool to see him and Coach Klein work together, and they still had all that chemistry from when he left. So yeah, I think Avery's just going to be a lot more confident. He's going to be more decisive. I think he's making a lot better throws this spring. And he really wasn't scared to just tuck the ball and go, which was really exciting to see. If a play just went wrong at all, he was out of there and nobody was catching him. There's just no chance. So yeah, it's really exciting to have a guy like that that can just turn nothing into something. But yeah, he keeps growing as a leader, as a person. So yeah, really, really cool to be catching balls from that guy in the fall.
Yeah, that's kind of where my last question for you kind of is. Just how has your connection been with Avery, just with another semester under your belt with Johnson at quarterback?
Yeah, I got to work with Avery a lot in the spring. We had 2 active tight ends for 15 practices. So me and
2?
Yeah, we had 3.
Why are you shaking your head? How many active tight ends were in your room?
It does not sound like a lot of fun. Yeah,
it does not sound like any fun. It's what Leighton said.
It's as bad as it is, and then once you have less guys, it was rough for sure. But we got a lot of reps, a lot of reps. So that was really good for us, and yeah, me and Avery connected on a lot of plays, and I think Coach Klein definitely just his confidence just kept going up in me. So yeah, it'll be really good in the fall for sure.
Well, gentlemen, we can't thank you enough for stopping in today, getting up. We know you could have slept in, and so thanks for sacrificing one of those days. You'll get more sleep. Take a nap or something today to make up for it. So I'll text your dad and tell him to ease up on you guys to take naps. So, but thanks again for coming in. We wish you the very best of luck with the upcoming seasons, and we'll be rooting for you. So. Yep, you guys both have touchdowns now, so you know what? That's at least...
Not yet. I got to get my.
Oh, that's right. You still got to get that first one yet. That's right. It got taken off the board.
I gotta work on my QBR. I'm gonna go down as the worst quarterback in K-State history. So I got a lot of stuff to get in this.
You know what went through my mind when that happened?
Yeah.
What are they doing?
Me too. Yeah.
Boys, it's always great to catch up. Once again, thanks again for coming. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
All right, let's quickly get to the walk-off, and we will get on out of here. That's if I can get to it. All right, here we go.
And back lifts his ball deep to right. How about a walk-off Brady? First play of overtime. Mahomes flings it. It's there. Hardman. Jackpot. Kansas City.
Save the worst for last. How about the Rockies and the Royals last night? Oh my gosh, was that hideous. What was the combined score? Let's see. 30-7. The Royals and the Rockies got beat last night. The Rockies falling 15-6 to the Dodgers and the Royals losing 15-1. It was over before it even began.
Yeah, we just interviewed a couple of football guys, and both the Rockies and Royals were down 2 touchdowns at one point. It was 15-1 in both games. Oh, man, it was like a home run derby for both teams.
Oh, my gosh. Mookie Betts homered twice, drove in 5. Dodgers had 17 hits. Yankees had 6 home runs, 24 hits. It's like they were throwing BP out there. It's bad. It's bad when the Dodgers sent out Miguel Rojas to finish up the game. He's a position player, but they didn't want to use an arm because they were up by so much. It's bad.
Yeah, Royals did the same thing. They had to put in a position guy. But it's rare do you see the offense or the team that's winning put in a position guy. That's a big slap in the face.
It is the biggest slap in the face that I think you can get. Oh, man. That's if Ross Volkmer goes in and pitches. You've had a bad night. All right, that'll do it for us. Thanks to the Cure Brothers. Thanks to you for listening. For Garrett, I'm Ross. We'll see you back here tomorrow on a Thursday show. It's been the Blitz.